I'm so fascinated by start dating back from the Godfather time and conventional movies that I like of recreating real things. And I love history. And so recreating history with the tremendous amount of fidelity that you would believe it. And probably one of my favorite things, it'll sound a little odd after all the things I've done, but when I was doing Titanic, Jim Cameron went down to the real Titanic, and he filmed with two mirror subs. One was the camera sub, the other one was the hero that's in the scene, and then the real wreck. And it was incredibly moving material. And with music and just the haunting nature of it, and your history of it, you were just transported to a place that you so desperately wanted it to kind of become what it was in its heyday. And my task was taking those images that he created and having to augment it with now seeing two subs. And so that means there must be another camera sub that's photographing it. And so we built an 18-foot miniature, hung it upside down, made it all rusty and decrepit, and had little tiny mirror subs that are like literally the size of Nerf footballs on moving objects. And then I'd alight it in such a way that you could intercut it with what Jim Cameron shot for real, and it could bounce back and forth, and the audience would not know the difference. Very difficult to do and pull it off. And because we pulled it up, there's some tricks in it that may be a little too technical to go into, but for the most part, it's a kind of conventional shoot. We shot it in smoke, and it's all the taste of the camera moves and the way it's lit and all these various things. And what I found that I became fascinated with as part of my career is that if you bought what I just sold you, you were as moved as you were if you saw the real thing. And so when you got transported emotionally with something that is totally artificial, a 17-foot sub hung upside down with chains and little Nerf footballs on dollies, and we just painted out the stick that holds the Nerf football, and the mood and the tone, and mixed with the real footage, you were as transported and moved as I was when I saw the original footage. So there's some magic in that is hard to recreate, where it's very. I did a TED talk where I described it because it was one of my favorite things to have done, and even to this day, because I am very critical about things that I've done in the past, and we use the technology of the day, which certainly is now better and better every year. That would I do it any differently now? And the answer would be no. It was totally satisfying then. It's totally satisfying now. So that's probably my favorite. I've done a lot of other things that I loved and like doing, but if you asked for a standout, that would be my